What's up, guys? Gunz here. Giving y'all some of my thoughts from my backyard. Like my hat. Pretty dope. Number one, fuck the Chiefs. All right? I just want to start by saying that. I'm a Raider, bruh. I'm a Raider. I don't like the Chiefs at all. And I hope, here's what I hope. I hope that you idiots force your kicker out and he costs, and you guys are forced to sign Ray Finkel, and he loses you 8 games a year, and everything's done because you no longer have this amazing kicker who wins you games. Yeah. I remember being a little kid, man, and I remember going over to my grandparents' house, and my grandma, she had polio, and my grandfather, he was a plumber, and man, he worked hard. And they had five kids. My mom and a sister and 3 brothers. And he worked, and they had a 3-story house with an in-ground pool in the backyard. I don't ever remember the pool as far back as I can remember. I never once swam in the pool. I don't think I ever saw water in the pool. That was something that they had before I was born that they got to enjoy. Because life was different once upon a time. Once upon a time, you could live on one salary and bring up a family of, 5 or more kids in America. I think I remember my mom saying that they purchased that house for like the cost of a Honda Civic today, like $20-something thousand or something. Of course, the house is no more. It's not like it's paid off, with grandma having polio and, grandpa having health problems at the end. Medicare has a $180,000 lien on the house, and the only reason that it's still in the family is because my aunt is on, she's in her 60s or something, and she's on Social Security or whatever. So I guess the house can be handed down to a child on Social Security until there isn't a child to hand it down to, and then Medicare gets it because they will be the first to be paid out. Anyway, so I just want to say that. It's not like we have some beautiful big house that's paid off in our family. We don't. But yeah, back in the day, man, you were able to bring up a family on one income, and women worked if they wanted to. I'm not naive. Maybe there were certain fields that they wouldn't have done well in because it was a man's field or whatever, you know what I mean? But if they wanted to, they can go work, they can do other stuff, and but they didn't have to. And well, now you have to. A family has to have 2 people working just to feed themselves, and having 1 child or 2 children is hard. You and your wife go out to eat somewhere and it's $60 minimum. Imagine having 2 or 3 kids and taking your $100 or more each time. Something I've said for a long time with the they're going to call it the women's rights thing, and then as soon as I say what they called it and I say something against it, I understand I'm going to be a big piece of shit. But you know what? A stay-at-home mom wasn't taxed. Like, the country wasn't able to grab that money from them because they didn't have to work. And now they do. So who's the winner here? Like, really, who's the winner? Because now they can tax everybody and get money off of everybody. Do I think that the whole, I picture the woman flexing with the bandana on, that little iconic picture. The women can do it, whatever. And man, I'll bet you that if I kind of dug into it before a little bit, but I bet you if you went deep into it, I guarantee that wasn't a grassroots thing. That was, how do we talk people into doing this? And, if school wasn't so important to indoctrinate children, and the way things are going, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if the next 10 or 20 years, it's a children's rights to work. You know what I mean? Put them in the factories. Stop keeping them at home. Let them go work so that they could be taxed. I listened to what the kicker said, and I don't know, man. I just, it's the clip that's going around about him saying, something about, a lot of you guys are going to be, congratulations. A lot of you guys are going to be real happy about the positions that you receive, but, nothing is going to be or feel better than having a family. And, that's being looked at as horrible, and I don't understand it, because, I didn't understand the meaning of life until I had my kid, until I had my daughter. Like, that's when life made sense. That's the greatest thing I've ever done. No award that I've ever gotten working for somebody else, no position that I've ever gotten. It was my kids. How is it wrong to say that? You've never said that to your kid? You've never said, you're the best thing I've ever done? That's sad if you haven't. If your kid has never got to hear that from you, it's sad. And if you have said that, and then you have a problem with what this Harrison Buckner dude said, why? If you believe that your kids are the best thing that you've ever done, how is what he said wrong? I saw a guy who was tearing up, starting to break as he's talking, couldn't finish his sentence, admitting that without his wife holding him down, that he wouldn't be able to do what he was doing. And so this is a man who plays professional sports, who has to leave and travel for months out of the year. And he's able to do that in good conscience, knowing that he's providing for his home, and that he knows that his house is okay. How is the big prize to let somebody else raise your children and to pay someone else to raise your children so that both parents can go to work, to stress over when little Johnny's baseball game is, and who's able to put in for the time off, who's able to ask for permission to leave an hour early. Please, boss, can I leave an hour early just so I can go watch my kid's concert at school, or I can go watch my kid play baseball once? That's the prize? To go work for somebody else? What is wrong with us that we demonize somebody for saying, good job, but a lie has been told to you that spending your life working for somebody else is the big win. That's the big goal, the big accomplishment. instead of bringing up a good family. And I get, man, a lot of people are going to get angry. It's bullshit. Da-da-da. We can't. Yeah, I know we can't. It's been built that way. It's been built that way. And it's unfair. You know, I was telling my daughter, I was like, look, man, even if we pay this house off and we hand it to you, you still have to pay $7,000 a year in taxes. That's not including insurance. So you're going to have $1,000 bill every month, even though we own the motherfucker. Like, that's shit. And you're going to have to work. Or find yourself somebody who makes enough. You know, and there's a lot of hardworking dudes out there, man, that are going to be angry and be like, oh, yeah, I want my wife to not have to work, but we have to. And I get it. Yeah. So then you get it. So then you're angry at the situation. Who doesn't want to be able to provide for their family to where they could be free, live free, and I don't know. You know, you look at the rest of the speech, and here's what I know. Well, why was it that clip that was chosen? Why was it that clip that everybody's going so crazy about? It's not that clip. It's not what he said. It's not that. They just knew that that was going to get a lot of people riled up, and that if they would have used any other clip that he said during that speech, too many people would have agreed and been like, yeah, I agree with that. But because of some of the things that he said, he must be punished. And, you know, it's they're able to pull your strings. They're pulling your little heartstrings. You know, my daughter, she's going to go into, you know, she's going to go to college and she's going to go into a business or something else. But, you know, one of the conversations that we've had is, you know, she wants to start a family one day. She understands how great it is because I've let her know how great it is. You know, but she says, I need to get myself established first. And you're right, you do. Because you have to. Wouldn't it be better if you didn't? Wouldn't it be better if you were able to start your family at a younger age than in your 30s, and you weren't, some of us in our positions? I'm about to turn 45, and my son is 7. So when he's 17 and he's out playing varsity football or baseball, I'm going to be 55. I grunt in anticipation of moving and getting up because my body hurts. How great would it be to be in my 30s instead, and to be able to be out there and, you know, I don't know. I don't think what he said was horrible, you know. I think what he said is up for interpretation to people, to where somebody could be like, yeah, I agree, or yeah, I don't agree. But you got to ask yourself, why is it causing the fire that it's causing? Why is it a cancelable situation? Because it sure doesn't seem like it should be. It's a guy was talking about himself, you know. He was talking about what he believes is the true meaning of life to people. He was saying congratulations, but as good as this feels, there's nothing that's going to feel better than having babies, and he's not wrong. And if you disagree with that, either you don't have kids, you don't like your kids, or something, because if you put any career milestones, accolades, did I say that word right? Probably not. If you put any of that over the feeling of you having your kids, That sucks. Yeah, man. I don't know. These are just some thoughts. Oh, just out here, just sitting down. Ooh, that's my backyard. Been doing a lot of. Ooh, that's my backyard. I can go run out there if I want to. Sacrificing so that one day, I have something I can hopefully hand to my kids and give them a better shot to not have to slave their life away. Slaving your life away shouldn't be the goal. And the people who are trying to tell you that that's okay and acceptable, they're telling you for a reason. But all right, Gunz out. Love you. Be a light in somebody's life. Later.